everybody, and welcome to my model railway collection video. So this video is for newcomers to my channel who want to see which model railway engines I own, and also so I can run requests for you guys on my layout. So let's get started, shall we? First off is a rather obvious one, my Bachmann Bahamas. This is a nice Christmas present from my parents, which I very much appreciate. I'm not going to do a lot to her, but I know I probably will replace the coal load at some point, as well as get the red nameplates for her, because I know the black ones, she did run them in preservation, but I prefer the red ones, because that's how she looks like now. Thank you, Bahamas. Next, please. Next up is my Bachmann 64XX pannier tank. Now this wee fella has been dropped by me, only once though, but she has sustained a bit of accident damage. But she does look lovely in BR green. This locomotive cost me £126 from the retailer in Paignton on holiday. But I think it's well invested, and I don't see why Sam's Trains doesn't like this model, to be honest with you, because the tooling isn't as old as some Hornby engines, so she's a great little runner and looks great behind anything, especially Great Western rolling stock. Next up is something of an OG. This is my Bachmann LMS Jubilee 4552 Silver Jubilee. Yes, I have two Jubilees, deal with it. Now this one is a bit of an OG on my channel and on my layout, as I've owned her for over a year now. She doesn't look too good because her lining's coming off, but maybe that's because, I don't know, I think Bachmann didn't actually paint it on, it was just transfers, but I still love her nonetheless. This little fella cost me £30 from Crewe Model Show, Crewe Model Fair. Next up is my Bachmann Great Western Railway 5600 tank. She is numbered 5667 and she cost me £61 off of eBay. Yes, I purchased it off of eBay, I know. But still, she's a great little runner, apart from when in reverse, as she does emit a bit of a screeching sound. But I think maybe because I haven't serviced her and I've owned her for quite a while now. She has some nice sprung bobs though. Next up is my Airfix LMS4F. I've owned this little fella for over 2 years now, and I think she's the first ever locomotive I bought for this layout. She is rather old, she is about 55, 56 years old, but she runs really well, has some decent detail, and despite the fact she's a bit noisy, still quite a good runner. Also very powerful because she's tender driven and has rubber traction tyres on the tender wheels. This is my Hornby Class 06. As you just saw, she's a terrible runner, but I've owned her for about 4 years now after picking her up at the East Lancashire Railway Autumn Steam Gala in 2018. I picked this little fella up for £19 from a vendor. Now, when I purchased her, I was feeling rather sad because back in 2018, my favourite engine was the one that looked like Thomas. Yes, Gothenburg. That was my favourite engine. And I tried really hard to catch her, but to no avail. My parents tried to drive down to Barron Street where she was getting the dining stock in, but she'd already gone by then. So they bought me this to cheer me up. And I must say, back when I had just a small windowsill layout, she was really useful. Now I think she needs a good service and also maybe a good clean. As you can see, she's rather mucky. Next up is my Electro-Chen 060. This little fella was given to me by a friend and I've kept him ever since. He's a nice little runner and he's lovely in Great Western green. And yes, he's Spanish. Until recently, that Class 06 was the only diesel in my collection. Now I have two. This is my Hornby Sentinel. This is Stanton number 57 in NCB green, and as you can see, she's quite a lovely little runner. She does stall on points, but maybe because my points contacts aren't properly connected, because they've been getting not as reliable as they were. So maybe the track just needs a bit more. Thank you, Stanton number 57. Next up is my Bachmann Manor class. This is number 7800 Torquay Manor. She cost me £40 from the Stockport market from Highland Model Railways. Cheers, Ron. She's a gorgeous runner. Looks absolutely lovely, and is also one of another pair I have, as you'll see in a minute. This is my mainline Manor class. This is number 7819 Hinton Manor in Great Western Railway green. This one cost me £40 as of eBay, and Adil, or AL Productions, has done one hell of a lot of work to this. He's replaced the motor brushes, given it a light service, and had to replace the axles. But it was a birthday present, so thank you, Adil. She is still rather sluggish, but you know, she works. Next one. You all expected this. This is my Bachmann Thomas. This is also a birthday present. I don't know why I like him so much. Maybe because it's Thomas the Blooming Tank Engine. You can't not love this guy. Unless you don't. I don't know. But yeah, he's a great little runner. His lining's going, but then again, I've seen a lot of Bachmann Thomases have this similar issue. He runs well. But the thing is, what I will say about him is because he's made for HO scale track, which is slightly smaller, his wheels are actually... his flanges are actually wider to fit on the HO scale track. When I put him on, you'll see there's a bit of play there. Now that makes him weaker, so he can only pull like 6, maybe 7 trucks on my layout, which is pretty poor even for a Bachmann model. From one of my weakest runners to, I think, surprisingly one of my strongest. This is my Hornby W4 Peckett, which is called Nicklaws, I think. This was built in Bristol. She's a lovely little runner. And now, unfortunately, one of her safety valves has gone missing, as you'll probably see in my community post. But I think one safety valve makes her look a bit original, wouldn't you think? Next engine, please. If you thought my Airfix 4F was noisy, you haven't met this thing yet. This is my Hornby LMS Ivet Class 2. This was also a birthday present, and it's probably the noisiest runner in my collection. However, she makes up for that in torque. This thing is so powerful, honestly. It uses one of the old Triang XR, I think it was XR3 motors. So that's what's given her a noisy motor. But I'm using an old Gauge Master controller. I mean, if it was a Hornby, it'd go straight away. But she's quite good. Next engine and final engine, please. And last but not least, the jack of all trades, the Hornby Black 5. This fella cost me £40 from Stockport Market. Had one or two issues when I bought it. Like, it was missing a handrail peg, so the club, they just glued the handrail on. She shorted out when running in a specific way. So I had to cut the tender pickups. But she is beautiful, I must say. She's my only engine in LMS Black, of which I hope to get more of. But she is absolutely lovely. So that's all my locomotives I own. If you could do a request, that would be great. I will go over my rolling stock quickly, but then I think I've got to wrap this video up. I think it's been dragging on for quite some time now. Thank you very much for watching, and cheerio for now.